There is reportedly a lot of talk within WWE about a potential return for the inaugural AEW World Champion Chris Jericho to the organization. Jericho has even liked a post talking about a potential WWE return for the first ever undisputed WWE champion. Naomi announces she is pregnant and relinquishes the Women's World Championship on WWE Raw last night. Roman Reigns returns and challenges Big Bronson Reed to a match at Clash in Paris. Nikki makes the save after Becky Lynch defeats Natalya on Raw to retain the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Sheamus vs Rusev in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook will take place at Clash in Paris. Bayley hears a voice in her head in a new segment on Raw last night. Vikingo makes a surprise appearance on Raw as Mr. Iguana loses his first match on the main roster. Several matches are confirmed for next week's episode of WWE Raw taking place in the UK. Plus, upcoming episodes of Raw could potentially be moving to an earlier start time. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's begin about a potential WWE return for the inaugural AEW World Champion Chris Jericho. Now, Chris Jericho has professional wrestling fans speculating after liking a social media post that discussed his potential return to WWE. The post in question was recapping previous comments the 54-year-old made about being open to a WWE return if the circumstances were right. Jericho, of course, is an AEW original and the first man to hold the AEW World title, which he won in 2019. He hasn't been in an AEW ring since April, however, having dropped the Ring of Honor World Championship to Bandito at the Dynasty pay-per-view before disbanding the Learning Tree faction on the subsequent episode of AEW Dynamite. According to reports, his AEW deal is set to expire at some point this year. His rock band Fozzy are scheduled to tour the United Kingdom throughout February 2026. Beyond that, the group have no further announced dates. In June, Dave Meltzer noted there was nothing on the table creatively for Jericho amid his ongoing AEW absence. Should Jericho return to the WWE in the near future, it would be his first time performing for the company in over 7 years. His last WWE match was at the Greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia in April 2018. Now, you could say this is just a social media post. What does that mean? Well, according to a new report, there is actually a lot of talk within WWE about Chris Jericho returning to the company after his contract with All Elite Wrestling expires. That is according to Dave Meltzer, who was also reported on Wrestling Observer Radio, that speculation within WWE has suggested Jericho may return at the 2026 Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia. Quote, Jericho is actually a really big story. His contract is up at the end of the year or late in the year, and there's certainly been lots and lots of talk about WWE. I know from a WWE standpoint that there is lots of talk there about Jericho. People speculating Royal Rumble. Nobody has officially said anything, nor will anyone officially say anything, Meltzer said. Now, it was noted that the belief amongst many within pro wrestling is, quote, Jericho is inevitably going to be in WWE, end quote. Jericho, having previously performed for WWE across 2 runs from 1999 until 2018, he was the inaugural Undisputed Champion, and Y2J is also a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion and a record 9-time WWE Intercontinental Champion. As we spoke about early on, Jericho has been a part of All Elite Wrestling since the promotion was founded in 2019 and was the inaugural AEW World Champion. He re-signed with the company in 2022 with his current contract set to expire at the end of 2025. So, what are your thoughts? Could we see Jericho back in WWE next year? Do you even want to see that? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, before we get on to Naomi announcing her pregnancy last night on Raw, first, we've got to talk about NordVPN. This video has been created in collaboration with NordVPN. Now, right now, WWE just announced a brand new United States media rights deal that will see all of their PLEs head to ESPN's new streaming service beginning in 2026. And there's a bit of uncertainty about how much that's going to cost you, the consumer, and how much you could be charged to watch WWE PLEs beginning in 2026. Meanwhile, over here in the UK, we get to watch every episode of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, every single PLE, including WrestleMania, SummerSlam, the Royal Rumble, and Survivor Series, plus a selection of WWE archive shows as part of our regular Netflix subscription. We also get to watch episodes of Saturday Night's Main Event on YouTube for free, and you can too with NordVPN. All you have to do is get a plan with NordVPN and have a virtual private network. What's that? Well, this is a service that protects your internet connection and privacy online. VPNs create an encrypted tunnel for your data, protect your online identity by hiding your IP address, and allow you to use public Wi-Fi hotspots safely. This allows you to change your location to countries all over the world, including here in the UK. Therefore, you can have access to programs on streaming services like Netflix and YouTube that won't be available to you in your country. Therefore, you can join the rest of us and watch episodes of Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and WWE PLEs as part of your regular Netflix subscription. So what are you waiting for? Get yourself a plan with NordVPN by scanning the QR code on the screen or clicking the link in the video description or the pinned comment in the comment section. Right now, you can get up to 73% off plus 3 months extra. Protect 10 devices with one deal. Scan the QR code, click the link in the video description or the pinned comment in the comment section and get NordVPN today. Now let's talk about Naomi. The rumors were indeed accurate. Naomi has relinquished the Women's World Championship. Adam Pearce was first to the ring for the segment last night on Raw, telling fans to give a nice welcome to Naomi as she made her way to the ring. Once she was in the ring, a podcast clip of Naomi and Jimmy Uso played on the Titantron, allowing the couple to make their pregnancy announcement. After soaking in the crowd's reaction, Naomi got real with Adam Pearce, telling him that she won't be handing over shit to him. The 37-year-old also took the opportunity to taunt the women's locker room, stating that Jimmy Uso is the only reason they have a chance at taking the title from her. After joking about the bloodline continuing forever, Naomi ended up her promo by ensuring fans that she'll be back soon to take her championship back, even if she has to do it with a baby in her arm. Of course, we would like to take a moment to send our congratulations and well wishes to Naomi and Jimmy Uso. Now, in terms of details on this pregnancy, on the full episode of What's Your Story, Naomi detailed learning she is pregnant. She said, quote, "I found out Sunday, August 10th on the road," she said, "in my hotel room, had been feeling a little different, a little weird, wanted to take a test to make sure and rule that out, not thinking because it's been a long journey with fertility issues that I've had, I really didn't think it was possible." Naomi then detailed her health issues and why she didn't think she would get pregnant. Quote, "Earlier in our relationship, before I debuted as a Funkadactyl, I had an oophorectomy, which is the removal of my right ovary. In 2020, we went through another major surgery, which was my myomectomy, the removal of my fibroids. I had tons and big one," she said. Naomi said she was in surgery for 6 hours and was then off WWE TV for 6 months. She noted that the surgery was more intense and severe than she initially thought. Quote, "On top of being 37 and only having one ovary, we thought that naturally I couldn't anymore," she said. Jimmy joked that he was not proceeding with caution. Quote, "There was no reason to proceed because we had been informed. There is no way to know 100% for sure, but we had been advised that we would need help," said Naomi. "I found out Sunday, called him, had to go to work, stressed about having to tell work because of where I am right now as champion of all times." Jimmy said, quote, "She isn't going to say this, but she felt like she let all of her fans down. She felt like there is a step back because she is cooking. Timing is everything. I want to let her fans know she loves them, and she thought about them right off the bat. Thought about WWE right off the bat because it's a step away now." Naomi said that nothing was more important than what's in front of her. Quote, "It's a lot to process, but I'm happy. I want to get through this healthy because I am high risk. I'm going to have to get checkups more often, but everything is looking good. We're off to a good start," she said, revealing that she is 7 weeks pregnant. Once again, we send congratulations to her and Jimmy Uso on that fantastic news. Now, Roman Reigns, he was back last night on WWE Raw. Roman Reigns made his return to the Red Brand, helping Jey Uso defeat Bron Breakker in an Extreme Rules match. Reigns took out Breakker with a spear as Breakker was charging around ringside. He then laid out Bronson Reed with a Superman punch. Uso hit an Uso splash on Breakker through a table. Reigns then challenged Reed to meet him at WWE Clash in Paris at the end of the month. Reed accepted, saying he would take Roman's shoes in Paris. Now, the Extreme Rules bout also featured run-ins by CM Punk, LA Knight, and World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns has been off television since the August 4th episode of WWE Raw, where he once again got his shoes taken by Bronson Reed. Reigns vs. Reed is not yet official for WWE Clash in Paris, although it is expected it will be made official very, very soon. Nikki Bella once again continued her rivalry with Becky Lynch last night on Raw. Becky Lynch fended off another challenger, but Nikki Bella is seemingly waiting around the corner. The man was able to successfully defend her Women's Intercontinental Championship on the August 18th episode of Raw, defeating Natalya in a singles contest. The victory for Lynch came rather easy as she submitted Natalya with a disarm her. After the match, Maxine Dupree attempted to help Natalya out of the ring. Lynch refused to let that happen, attacking both women from behind. This prompted Nikki Bella to make the save, fighting off Lynch to a massive reaction and hitting her with a Rack Attack 2.0. With the victory, Becky Lynch has now defended the Women's Intercontinental Championship on 5 separate occasions since winning the title from Lyra Valkyria at the Money in the Bank PLE back in June. Sheamus vs. Rusev is now confirmed for WWE Clash in Paris. After nearly coming to blows backstage, Raw General Manager Adam Pearce announced that Sheamus and Rusev will face in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook at Clash in Paris on August 31st. Sheamus and Rusev are 1-1-1 against each other, with their last bout ending in a double countout. The two battled throughout the arena during the night. Now, that is the just latest match added to WWE Clash in Paris. That includes John Cena vs. Logan Paul, the World Heavyweight Championship Fatal 4-Way involving Rollins, Knight, Uso, and Punk, this Rusev vs. Sheamus match, and the expected announcement of Roman Reigns vs. Bronson Reed. Bayley is still undergoing changes on Raw. On Raw, a new vignette featuring Bayley aired where the former champion was hearing voices in her head. Bayley began by saying that she doesn't know if anything she's saying makes sense. A voice in her head began saying, "Of course you don't know what you're saying makes sense because ding dong hello, it doesn't. You haven't been making sense in a long time." The voice reminded her that she was a double champion and the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, but now she is nothing. The voice called her a loser, but if she listens to the voice, she'll be taken on the right path. Listen to me. Bayley said she didn't know what she needed. The voice chimed, "How about a hug?" Of course, we'll see where that one goes. If we get any more details on the creative plans for Bayley moving forward, we'll let you know in a future video. Vikingo made a surprise appearance on Raw last night. Mr. Iguana made his main roster debut, and El Hijo del Vikingo made a surprise appearance. Fresh off his match at AAA Triple Mania 33, the viral wrestler known as Mr. Iguana made his main roster debut for WWE on the August 18th edition of Raw, teaming with Dragon Lee to face the Judgment Day duo of Finn Balor and JD McDonough. In the end, Mr. Iguana and Lee were not able to overcome Balor and McDonough, as Balor pinned Lee with a coup de grace. After the match, Dominic Mysterio joined Balor and McDonough as they continued to beat down Lee and Iguana. Mysterio and Lee went to the ringside area, with Mysterio standing on the announce table. El Hijo del Vikingo popped up out of nowhere and took out Dirty Dom with a drop kick. Still, the numbers game caught up to Vikingo, with the Judgment Day standing tall to close the segment after a frog splash from Mysterio. Mysterio will get the chance to challenge El Hijo del Vikingo for the AAA Mega Championship at WWE and AAA Worlds Collide in September from Las Vegas, Nevada. Several matches have been confirmed for next week's episode of WWE Raw on Netflix. The show will feature a stellar women's contest as Rhea Ripley will battle Roxanne Perez for only the third time in history. Currently, Ripley is 2-0 against Perez, with one of those wins coming on the April 28th, 2025 edition of WWE Raw. Also, just a week after defeating Xavier Woods, Penta will look to take down another New Day member as he'll face Kofi Kingston in singles action as well. And finally, maybe a bit of a change coming here to Raw moving forward. Monday Night Raw has traditionally aired at 8 p.m. Eastern when the show is taped from the United States, but that could be set to change from September. WWE.com has changed the start time for upcoming tapings of Raw from September 15th, bringing the shows forward by 1 hour. This includes the September 15th taping of Raw in Springfield, Massachusetts, which is now scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m. local time, while the September 22nd episode of Raw from Evansville, Indiana, is listed to start at 5:30 p.m. local time. The taping time is listed as beginning half an hour before Raw goes on the air to ensure fans are in their seats by the time the show begins, which suggests Raw will be live from 7 p.m. Eastern for the foreseeable future from mid-September. Now, the reason for WWE's change has not been confirmed, but Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer noted the earlier start time is likely to ensure Raw goes on the air 1 hour before Monday Night Football, with NFL games typically getting underway at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. Meltzer also noted it could be due to a new 1-hour WWE show. However, of course, we get any more details as to why this is, we'll let you know in a future video. But there you go, guys, the latest pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe. As you can see right there, we're less than 250 subscribers away from 24,000 on our road to 25k in 2025. So if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Join the ever-expanding WNU, the Wrestle News universe. In addition, you can become a member of the WN365 roster. Links in the video description below, or you can scan the QR code when it appears on the sidebar. And speaking of QR codes, remember, you can scan that QR code and you can get up to 73% off, plus 3 months extra with NordVPN. Appreciate everyone for tuning in, as always, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.